Hello everybody and welcome back to Hearts of Iron, where I was looking around a little bit at what we've got going on here, and overall, I like what's going on, kind of, on this front. I mean, it's a little awkward, to be sure. That said, these guys that are over here, is this an army group? Kind of. I want to have these guys pushing in a little bit here. Like, everybody who is over on this side, I want to give them... That's mostly this army group. Okay. Who is this force? Oh, these guys. Okay. Right. Okay. We need to do some reorganization. So there's these two units here that are currently not doing anything at all. And they absolutely should be. And then there's all of these units up here. Now that is mostly here, but not entirely. We have some units over here, and we should probably move this around. So, we've got this force, which is our Naval Invasion force. For right now, I'm going to pull this out of this army group, if I can figure out how. Ah, that's really awkward. Okay, so this army group is currently located up here, or rather this army is. And then we have an army down at Pasai. Now, there's no crossing here, so that is to be noted. Let's go ahead and move them out of this army group. Okay, so we've got these guys, we've got these guys, we've got these guys in this army group, and I'd like to move them up over here in a moment. And then we've got nobody else in this army group. These are in their own... Oh no, this is on two lines here. Okay, this is really awkward. That's okay. We'll deal with this. We need to get this sorted out here. So we need to get... Let's see. This unit's already in here. Yes. So these guys need to be moved up here. And I'm going to go ahead and delete this order as well as this order up here. We're going to give an army group frontline order right here. Now, that will not take these guys into account just yet. And we may want to just drop these guys out of the army group temporarily. So we have this army group frontline here, and that's fine. These guys, they may as well get added into this army group, right? So we'll toss them up here to that army group like so. Okay. Now then, we've got this army group over here, which includes these lads. They should probably be in their own army group right now. So we'll give them a new army group, and this is getting really messy, but we'll have this sorted out quite soon. We'll give them their new army group, and the other guys in here should also be in this army group. Then, we're going to delete these orders here, and we're going to give the whole army group a frontline order for this, and then I'm going to give these guys their separate offensive line, and that'll be right down like that, and they can go ahead and execute that. And then these guys will get their separate offensive line, which is exactly where it was before, but now it is going to be... Now it is going to be sorted into army groups like that. Okay. So that is going to be how that's going to be set up for now. So this is our Korean army group, and we may want to name this the Korean army group. Korean army group. Excellent. And we probably want to give them an army group leader. Now, we don't really have... We've got a bit of a shortage of leaders, right? But we can go ahead and create a new commander. Now, we can't promote him currently because we need command points, apparently. That's fine. We're currently air supplying this region. But we still want to have this commander, because we will need him. So we've got this army over here, which belongs to this army group. So it will be heading up this way. That's fine. And then this army will also be heading up towards this front. Perfect. Now, these army groups are well set up as it is. You apparently belong to this army group. But you're going to be ordered to come down here momentarily anyway. Wonderful. And then, who do these guys belong to? This army group. Right. This army group should include these guys who are currently in this army group. So, we should pop them over to here, like so. And give them just like a full offensive line of being something along the lines of this approximately. That is real awkward. That's not what I intended to have happen. We're going to delete that. That is definitely not what I intended to have happen. Did I select the wrong army group? Perhaps. Oh, I think I put these guys into the wrong army group. Yes, I'm pretty sure that that is what happened. We'll just assign those guys over to here just to make sure. Okay. So these guys are, of course, our naval invaders, and we need to do a little bit of potential work with this. We can plot a naval invasion over here. We do have an invasion happening over here, which is fine. I'd like to hit this area. So let's plot a naval invasion from, say, here up to here. And we'll go ahead and execute that. Excellent. And we'll need to check in for a few more of those. Looks like these guys are already on the way. That's perfect. These guys are still refusing to attack. And these guys, yeah, they've already succeeded. We need to make sure they have a naval base. It's queued up. Wonderful. The same thing over here. These guys all need naval bases in order to get off of this island. So that is fine. I think overall, that is good. I think that is every island that Ming holds that doesn't have a crossing. Unless they hold this over here? No, that's China. Okay. I'm not sure if they're in this war. Yeah, they absolutely are. They're on our side. Okay, they're a free Indian colony. So, yeah, I'm pretty sure this is Pasai over here. There's no victory point over there, so once they capitulate, that should automatically come over to us. Okay. I think that's that set up. This is, of course, our paratroopers. And then this is set up to attack Pasai. Now, this is not necessarily the most ideal thing, to be sure. This army should go ahead and get an offensive line, though. And their offensive line is pretty much to try to knock China out of this. So their offensive line is basically the Chinese border here. Drive a wedge straight in like that. And they can go ahead and execute that. They don't have a leader. Let's give them this new one just so that he can get some experience. Okay. Now this is still a mess. There's no doubt about that. This army group contains... Let's see. This is the Korean army group. Right. Okay. So I think that's a bit of reorging done. We're ready to go-ish. Now, we still need to work on additional naval bases over here so that we can get additional supplies. Our supplies in Korea aren't the best. But once we get supplies, we should start pushing them back over here. Now, we do see a lot of Chinese divisions responding to this incursion. And we should definitely make sure, A, that these guys over here are not in this army group. And B, that we have an offensive line here. And the offensive line is pretty much to unify this. So we would have that offensive line be basically... You know what? I changed my mind. I'm going to delete this. That offensive line should be basically something along the lines of this. Unify this front. Although I would like to... grab that down to there. Okay. And they can go ahead and execute that. Wonderful. Now we are working on our supply chain over here, and I do want to check to make sure that we have gotten all of the infrastructure construction that we can. We need to construct some infrastructure out here. It's not the biggest of deals, but we'll get it done, just to make sure that we have said infrastructure. Hello. Queue that up, as well as this over here. Wonderful. Oh, hello. How did we miss you? Okay. There we go. That looks good. Fantastic. Now we do currently have naval bases being queued up all along here to bring in our supplies. We may want to consider building a few on this coast as well. I say a few. These are low priority though. Okay. We can see here that we are being attacked in this location, and we're actually starting to win that. We may want to consider building land forts on either side of this strait, just to make sure that we have those set up as a fallback position. Okay. Looks pretty good for right now. And yeah, we're going to have a hard time pushing through some of these locations. That is, of course, a given. Okay, these guys are moving over to the front. That is completely fine. And we are, of course, coming in to reinforce over here. These are all ships. We are, of course, coming in to reinforce over here with additional land units, as well as over here. Actually, I don't think we're moving additional land units over here. We just need supply over here, more than anything. And once we have supply, then we can cancel our airdrops and promote up, in theory, another field marshal. Do we have any additional prospecting that we can do? Yes, we do. We will go ahead and do so. Wonderful. That is a lot of Chinese troops going up there. We did, of course, expect this. How long will it take our additional troops to get there? I think a while. That said, the Chinese troops are pretty much all heading south. These guys are heading into this province, but we will be in position to defend them. Okay. I think we'll be okay. I think we have enough time to get up there. I hope we do anyway. We've pushed down over here. Okay. We're continuing to push. We may as well grab this, right? This guy's backing off. We definitely need these reinforcements up here, though. Okay. Our paratroopers aren't doing anything, and that's okay for now. That is completely fine at this exact moment. Our Korean forces are still struggling a little bit, and that is mostly to do with our supply situation. Our supply situation here should improve quite soon, although I do want to make sure, yes, we are constructing naval bases in Korea actively right now. That's exactly what we wanted. So we can see up here that they're likely to come in over here, but we're just moving reinforcements in, and hopefully we'll get there in time that they don't completely collapse this. That would be real awkward if they did, but I don't believe that they will. And I believe we're making pushes in over here as well and taking territory. Other than in Shia, which is mountainous. That's to be expected, though, of course. How are we doing with supplies over here? Yeah, not great. Mostly because our ally couldn't be bothered to build infrastructure. Okay. Very exciting. Good job. I'm going to order these guys to make their way back up. just to stop any potential move in here. And then they'll move back as soon as they can. Yeah, no infrastructure to be grabbed here. And yeah, this is unsurprising here. Oh, hello. We just pocketed a big chunk of Ming troops. That's a big deal. That is a very big deal right there. They only have supplies for so long. I do like to see that. These guys should still be on their way north. Yes, they are. It'll definitely take some time to move around over here. They're coming to the south? Oof. Why are they going to the south? What army is supposed to be up here? This is supposed to be Army 23. Where is Army 23? These guys. Okay. They're not too far away. So that is great. The real question is, will they get there in time? And the answer to that is a solid maybe. Oh, hello. My phone has decided that it is awake now. Well, that's okay. Get out of here, phone. So, it's a definite maybe that they get up there in time. They're close enough, I think. I think we have a good chance. So we'll proceed for now. How are things going in Korea? Things are actually going quite well in Korea at this point. Have our logistics improved? Not tremendously. A little bit. But not tremendously. As far as actually fighting the Ming Empire goes, like invading Ming, things are going to be interesting. But we have managed to stack wipe these guys. That is always a fantastic sign. It looks like we are pushing our way in. How long until we rope Pasai into this? Still another 64 days. Okay. That's fine. That is completely fine. So these guys are coming into the south, and then these guys are the ones going up to the north. And I think they get there in time. Yeah, these guys are holding. So that's perfect. They're not going to actually hold this forever, but they don't need to. Their goal was to hold until these guys arrive, and they'll arrive in time. I should, however, tell this army that they want to have an offensive line of being essentially here. This is their offensive line. And it would look something like this as the fill-in, and that is completely okay. We want to link up these lines as much as we can, so we will tell them to go ahead and execute that as soon as they arrive. Wonderful. Now, as far as this goes over here, we can see that this is apparently controlled by Japan. That's fine. We want to grab everything here, as well as all of this over here. We don't need to have everybody doing this. There we go. So that's Taiwan under control, and we don't need to build infrastructure here, actually. Oh, hello, we can build infrastructure there, and that is definitely something that we want to do. So we'll get that queued up, add that to the endless list of construction that we're doing. Wonderful. And we should see very good supply flow through here in theory, although we're starting to enter some other supply regions, which will potentially create some challenges over there. But that's okay. Looks like our defenders are arriving now. And yeah, we gave up a little bit of territory over here, but they won't get any more than this. That was an acceptable loss. I'm completely okay with what happened there. Is Malaya in this? Surprisingly, no. We should begin justifying on them if we had the political power. We'll save up the political power for that one. So I believe our invasions of Ming holdings, with the exception of this... Oh, of course they're not attacking here. It's owned by Pasai. They'll go as soon as we declare that. With the exception of the Pasai holdings out here in the Pacific, I think we've kicked Ming out of the Pacific Ocean. I think. I'm pretty sure that's the case. There were a couple of other Pasai Islands out here, though, and they're over here. So we're going to have these guys. Forget about this naval invasion. That's irrelevant now. And they're going to plan a naval invasion from here to here, which they will execute as soon as Pasai gets into this war. And these guys, they will also plan a naval invasion, also from here. Nope, that's not how that works. Okay, these guys will also plan a naval invasion, also from here, straight over to here. And they'll go ahead and execute that, once again, as soon as Pasai is in the war. Let's see, who needs reinforcements? This army does. This army does. Okay, looks good. Wonderful. We may want to consider naval invading this island as well. Since there is a strait crossing there, that could potentially give us a backdoor into the Ming Empire. So that's definitely something to consider. And to that end, I'm going to tell these guys to generally prepare a naval invasion from here to here. And they can execute that just as soon as they're ready to. This one will probably take longer to prepare. But that's okay. These guys are not assigned to this one. And they will instead be assigned over to here. Similarly, we're going to have to look around and clean up any additional ones like this. They should not be assigned here. They should instead be assigned here. Yes, it will take longer to prepare. Hello. These guys can literally just move here if they had access to a naval base. And these guys, yeah, they were just assigned up there. These do have access to a naval base. We're going to delete this. And they are simply going to move over to this Ming Island. Or more specifically, they're going to move here, followed by moving to the Ming Island. But we'll have to order that later. We do have free dockyards, which is always a little shocking. We'll build some final submarines, not that we have the actual production resources to do that. Okay. Yes, we did have a couple of provincial losses up here. We don't mind. We're moving into a stronger position. Excellent. We're down to 14.24 million manpower. How is Ming doing on theirs? They're down to 57 million. Their manpower is definitely diminishing faster than ours is. So that is wonderful. What is this over here? Okay, that's just a discoloration in the ocean. That is not Ming. Good. That is good. Okay. So we will be ready to attack over here. Now the question is, do we have control here? We actually do, but we don't have any naval invasion support here. We should definitely make sure that we have naval invasion support in the South China Sea. We have full naval control here, though. No problems on the naval side. And we're continuing to push in over here. We have managed to push in a little bit into the Ming Empire, which is great to see. That is absolutely magnificent, in fact. Supply-wise, over here, things are not necessarily looking the best, but they'll get better. Eventually. There's no infrastructure we can currently build there. However, we can absolutely build infrastructure up in North Korea. Since we have managed to completely drive a wedge here. That is phenomenal. I do believe that means Korea falls. Hello, pause menu. I meant to get back into the default map mode. Excellent. And with that, it is time to put a cut in here. So I'm going to go ahead and do that. And next episode, we will continue crushing the Ming Empire. You can leave your offerings to the engagement gods in the form of likes, comments, subscribes, and bell ringings. And I will see you all next time.